Hey guys, what's up? Matt here at More Projects, and today I got an 89 Honda Civic sedan picked up for 300 bucks at Smokes. I tried doing a compression test on it and cylinder number 3 had 0. So something's up with that. Shined a flashlight down the cylinders. Cylinders number 1 and 4 had cracked pistons, and I did a leak down test on cylinder number 3 and it blows straight into cylinder number 2 and out the exhaust. So we're just gonna go ahead and swap the motor out. And so I've got a motor I picked up for 150 bucks up in North Carolina that came out of a running CRX, and it had the transmission and everything, but I'm just going to leave this one automatic just for budget purposes. So let's go ahead and pull this motor and let's do this, guys. Get you a 32 millimeter. Man, this is a great buy. I bought a Earthquake open box for $41. This thing's got 950 foot-pounds of torque. It's super quiet, man. I absolutely love this. It's probably the best birthday present ever. Thank you, baby. You know, for a $300 car, this thing had a brand new distributor on it, brand new plug wires, brand new NGK spark plugs in it, and a brand new radiator with good tires all the way around. So honestly, even though it smoked like hell, 300 bucks wasn't too bad. You know, it's just something about doing a motor swap that I just absolutely love, especially on these Hondas, because they don't take long to do. It's not really hard, especially if you've done a couple of them. So we got the intake out of the way. So now we need to see what kind of cables we've got hooked up. The intake cable. That'll give us all the slack that we need. Okay, so there's that. Oh, son of a... Forgot to drain it. Okay, so I made a mess whenever I pulled the first axle out. I forgot to already drain this. So I just used my 3/8 ratchet and I broke this drain plug loose. And so we're gonna take this out. And now we're gonna catch all that we can, because we're gonna be reusing this fluid, because you see how dark it is? On an old car like this, if we're gonna reuse the transmission, you wanna reuse as much as you can of the transmission fluid, or else it could be slipping, because you're basically washing away everything with the new transmission fluids. So let's pull our cotter pin out. The castle nut. Hold the 17. I'm going to use my wrench to hold this. Take that out. So now, the axle. See how, look at this axle, guys. This was popping whenever I was driving it, and you can see exactly why. Okay, so it looks like the transmission fluid is pretty much done. So let's put our cap back in there. So, oh shoot. Way to go, Matt. All right, so I'm gonna put my cap back in here and tighten that back down. axle. This one's no good. Okay, that's one. All right, let's go to the other side. So we're gonna use our flathead, pop this back out. Bring this all the way down to here. And we're going to slide this just like that. Oh, dang, my camera. I lost you, buddy. All right, guys, that pretty much wraps up today. I'll have to finish pulling the motor the next time I come over here. So I went ahead and took out these 4 bolts on the front of the cross member. There's 2 on each side. And I got the bolt, this bolt out of the front motor mount. All right, so to undo this transmission, once I removed the cover, and if you can tell, it's got a pin that's holding this on. So we're gonna pull that out. Okay, so I just got that cotter pin taken out. So now I'm gonna take a flathead screwdriver, linkage. So pull this pin out, remove this. Just like that. While I'm under here, I'm going to go ahead and undo these torque converter bolts. So once you've got all 8 of those out, you can see how it's not connected anymore. All right, so as I've been taking everything apart, I've got everything labeled for my front mount, cross member, my distributor, my heat shield, power steering and AC. I got my exhaust bolts, because this has been taking me roughly a couple weeks to be working on this thing in my spare time. So this just helps. The motor ain't held in by much. So now that I got this car all the way on the ground, we're able to undo this and just let it just drop straight onto the ground, and then pick the car back up with both jacks. I got my 17mm wrench on the bottom. I got my 19 up top. Okay. If you have an 88 to 91 model Civic, on the back of your transmission, there is a clip that holds the speedo cable in, and it'll be on the automatic and the manual transmission. So all you do is just pull that, and do not lose this clip. This is very important. This holds your speedo cable in, and these are hard to find. All right, so to get the speedo out, it's been in there since 1989, and so if you look, this thing's got a groove on both sides. That's where that clip was holding it in. I just grabbed me a pair of channel locks and twisted right here on this metal, and finally it was able to release. Now with this jacked up as high as we can with both jacks, we should be able to slide it straight out. All right, now that we got the old motor out, here's the new engine that we've already compression tested and put the other head on it. It should be ready to drop in. We're gonna have to unbolt both these transmissions, because that's straight drive, and we're just gonna continue to use the automatic for right now. Now we got the motor out, we're ready to swap over the transmissions. So that'll be on part 2 of this episode on getting the transmission swapped, get the motor in, and getting it up and running. So make sure you stay tuned to episode number 2 of More Projects.